Hello and good evening from your Co-op Community Stadium. I'm Shaun Cashmore. Next to me this evening is Craig Barnes, and you join us for the Isuzu FA Trophy. Third round, it's Leamington versus Rochdale. Some of you may be tuning in this evening expecting Leamington versus Chester, but after Storm Darragh brought chaos to the British Isles this weekend, that game against Chester has been kicked further down the road, and Saturday's postponement was quickly rescheduled for this evening. The Breaks come into this having had a much needed Birmingham Senior Cup victory over Hales Owen here at home a week ago. Tim Berridge got the goal that his efforts and endeavours have deserved this season as he gave Leamington the lead and the Breaks held a 1-0 half-time lead. That lead, however, didn't last long. Barely a minute played in the second half before the Yelts drew level. With neither team able to find a winner, to penalties it went, and both sides were confident and faultless until sudden death. Local lad Teddy Rose stepped up and slotted home for the hosts before Hales Owen crashed theirs into the crossbar. When it comes to form, Leamington have lost 5 straight in the league. Tonight will be the first ever meeting for Leamington against opponents Rochdale, who are former members of the EFL. The Dale were relegated from League One at the end of the 2020-21 campaign after finishing 21st, and a couple of seasons later, and after 102 years, Rochdale were relegated out of League Two and the Football League into the Vanarama. There's certainly a lot of pace out wide for Adebayo Rowling and Alarakia if they can be found, and at the moment they're just measuring their options and just trying to pull Leamington across the pitch, just trying to work the legs early. Just held up at the back. Ferguson clipped forward to the right hand side, just headed infield by Adebayo Rowling. Touched away from him by Shurrock, but he'll pick up the loose ball and keep it in play again. Invites Gordon forward. East just travels forward unchallenged. Again, Rochdale just like to have possession. They're a heavily possession-based team, so it's no surprise that they're dominating the possession in these opening 10 minutes. Alarakia on this left-hand side now, stands up Landers, makes his way towards the edge of the box. Callum Stewart, though, comes back to help out and does fantastically well. Clears up towards Berridge. Berridge, can he hold it up? Yes, he can. Spins away from his man. Berridge bears down. He's got away from Hogan. Berridge towards the 18-yard box, comes back inside onto his left foot. Berridge has a drive. Really good save from Waller. Great play by Berridge. Really good clearance from Stewart, but then Berridge did all the work himself and got the first shot on target. Gilmore works out to this left-hand side with Taran Alarakia once more. Alarakia been heavily involved in these opening exchanges into the midfield of the Leamington half. East, Gordon. Try their luck down the right-hand side with Adebayo Rowling. Back into East again. Pushing and probing are Rochdale. They find a bit of space on the right-hand side now. Leamington keep the defensive line high until the cross is swung in towards the far post, and George Ward has to head expertly over his own crossbar. Him and Callum Hawkins exchange quizzical looks. I think George Ward measured it to perfection, but it's certainly one as a centre-back, a position that you're not a fan of finding yourself in. It's really good defending by Gilmore. He spotted the run all the way of Shurrock, marshalled him well, and then just played it back into his keeper, who goes long up towards Henderson. Expert touch from Henderson, brilliant chest control just to lay it into the midfield, and now Rochdale break at pace. Alarakia down this left-hand side into the 18-yard box, 2 with him, plays the little 1-2, has a go! What a save from Callum Hawkins! Big hand from Callum Hawkins, touches it over the crossbar. Really neat play down this left-hand side from Alarakia. He drifted infield, played the 1-2, received it back, tried to bend one towards the top corner, and Callum Hawkins was at full stretch to tip it over the bar.
Hawkins read that superbly, didn't he? Alarakia, as you say, darting inside the penalty box, opened up his boot. You were expecting to see the back of the net bulge, but there was Hawkins with a big, strong hand to keep the ball out.
Eyes on, please.
Gordon now. Again, Leamington just set up that midfield block and try and make sure that all the angles and avenues for anything in terms of an advanced ball is going to be cut out, and they can pick up scraps like they do now. Landers gambles and pays off in towards the Rochdale half. He's got support. Landers uses the support with Stewart, who has a drive, but it's 3 or 4 yards wide of the right-hand upright. But again, that's what Leamington will have to do this evening against a team like Rochdale with so much EFL experience. You're going to have to counter-attack well, and again, they did counter-attack well. Henry Landers broke away, laid it in towards the feet of Stewart, but Stewart just skewed his shot off target, a couple of yards wide of Sam Waller's left-hand upright. Ward down the line with the throw, back to him from Alacaria, and now in towards Berridge. Berridge towards the edge of the box, in towards Shorrock, off the post, back out again. Really good effort from Shorrock. It'll be collected on the left-hand side by Walker. Chips one in towards the penalty area, headed away by the Dale and then cleared further away, and it'll be collected by George Ward. What a drive from Shorrock. It cannoned off Waller's post. He just stood and watched it. Leamington come forward again. Ward in towards Stewart, but he's not going to get there, and Shorrock has a grasp of his head with his hands. I think he thought it was in. I think the Rochdale keeper Waller thought it was in. It was past him in a flash. It cannoned off the post, and Rochdale managed to clear their lines. That's as close as we've come.
And it was a superb effort, wasn't it? You heard the thud from here, and we've got some Rochdale fans sat in front of us, and a few of them turned round to face each other and look, and I think some of them thought, yeah, Rochdale had got away with one there because it was mighty close.
There's a good tactical game developing here at Urquhart Community Stadium. Rochdale have had the lion's share of possession, but Leamington are more than happy to play on the counter. It's clearly how Paul Holloran have set them up this evening. And for what Leamington may lack in ever so slight direct quality against their opposition this evening, they are certainly not lacking in endeavour and in game plan, because the two clearest opportunities of the evening have come Leamington's way. Forward ball doesn't get over the top of Quainer, he heads it away. Shorrock, the man who just hit the post, clears it, but only as far as Gilmore. Gilmore in towards the edge of the area, collected by Rodney. Rodney now just has Alacaria in space. Alacaria tries to drive one straight over the top of Callum Hawkins, but again, really good football from Rochdale. Work it from right to left again, quick passes across the pitch, in towards Gilmore, in towards East, and in the end, Alacaria this time was the man who blazed the shot over the crossbar. And it'll be another chance for Ryan East. They will gather at the back post, and then they will all drive towards that near post, and that's where the majority of these deliveries have been. So we'll see if this is going to be the same. There is that train at the far post where they are all gathered. There is absolute no man's land, and now they all spring towards it. It is in towards the near post. It's flicked down. It's headed towards the back of the net, and it's touched in. Rochdale take the lead. Leamington couldn't clear the corner, and Rochdale have managed to take the lead here, and it's their number 14, Adebayo Rowling, who runs the entire length of the pitch and off the pitch and into the bushes behind the goal. It's one of the strangest celebrations I've ever seen here at Urquhart Community Stadium. I imagine he's going to get booked for leaving the field of play. Can't quite explain that one, but what we can explain, Craig, is the corner. We talked about it. They formed that train at the far post. The ball was whipped in towards the near post. The initial header was saved by Callum Hawkins, but it just fell down to the feet of Toby Adebayo Rowling, and he just touched it in from all of 2 yards.
I think there was just too many bodies from Rochdale point of view, really. They had formed that train, as you said, and they were still had I don't know what's going on here.
Well, there's all sorts of chaos going on, because Leamington were ready to kick off. Rochdale were having a meeting in their own dugout, but they had 10 players on the pitch. Adebayo Rowling was still in the bushes behind the goal. It was strange, to say the least. I've never seen anything like it. And Leamington wanted to kick off again, and they did kick off, and the referee seemed to wave them to play on. Then Adebayo Rowling came back into the field of play. The referee stopped the game. Adebayo Rowling has been booked, and now we're back at kick-off again. Rochdale just build from the back in towards their keeper Waller, who took a touch and was pressed by two Leamington players, but did well, did the young keeper, only as far as Edwards, who takes one touch, two touch, and then is just clattered into by Barlow. Wasn't too happy about it, has a look towards the referee, but we play on. Hawkins' clearance isn't a good one. It's straight into Rodney, and now Leamington have played themselves into trouble. Henderson down the left-hand side into the 18-yard box. Henderson has a go, tried to bend one towards the top corner, opened up for him. Just that space as a striker where you think, if I can cut inside and get it on my right foot, I'll bend one towards the top bin. It's certainly what he tried, but Callum Hawkins was never worried.
And it wasn't on target. In fact, I think it hit the very tree that Adebayo Rowling was hugging in the first half, wasn't it? So the irony there from that effort from Henderson, who didn't trouble Hawkins.
Berridge collects it. Berridge, who was good in the first half, has just been a little bit of a passenger in this second half. Lynn, though, collects the loose ball on the edge of the box and feeds it in towards Stewart. Stewart arrives from deep towards the edge of the box, marshalled by that man Gordon again. He's got help now on that left-hand side from Adebayo Rowling, and they managed to just steal possession away from Stewart. Adebayo rolling. Barlow. Cleared now by Gordon, only as far as Ward. Ward, good control, travels forward in towards the Rochdale half, all the way towards the edge of the box, slips it in towards Shurrock, flags up. Good challenge on him from the Rochdale keeper Waller. The two just collided. No need for the physios though, as both are back to their feet. Good honest challenge from the both of them, but the linesman flag on this occasion was quickly up. Rochdale are just trying to waste a bit of time. They're to and throw in between. Is Hogan going to take the goal kick? No, he'll throw it to Waller. Waller then teed the ball up, then decided he didn't want to take it, gave it back to Hogan. Hogan then said, no, it's fine, you take it. And in the end, the referee said, right, I've had enough, and Hogan goes in the book. So Rochdale made to get on with it. Waller will take the goal kick. Long upfield, straight onto the head of Theo Street. Well, I say that, Theo Street's got it all wrong, and it's landed right at the feet of Rodney. Rodney has support, but it's a fantastic challenge from Rob Evans to manage to get his centre-back partner Theo Street out of a little bit of trouble. Here is Alarakir on this left-hand side. Rochdale maintain possession, but again, curse of the commentator, of course, they give it away. Shurrock frees up Landers. Leamington come forward with intent. Landers towards the edge of the box, has support, goes him lone, comes back towards Shurrock. Low drive towards Shurrock into the side netting. It'll be a goal kick. But again, Leamington, when they can turn over that possession at pace, they can certainly break with intent and put that Rochdale back line under a little bit of pressure. Quainer, long ball forward from Quainer, angled out towards the right hand side. Lynn and Landers are there, leaves it to Landers, straight across the 18-yard box, all the way through the 6-yard box. No one was there. Shurrock couldn't keep up with it to throw himself at it. It was half a chance for Leamington. It was a good cross from Landers, but there was no one there in the gold and black. Plenty of instruction being barked out again from this set piece from the Rochdale dugout. They wanted two men on the edge, and that's what they've got. Adebayo rolling and Alacaria, but the ball's worked in towards the far post, straight onto the gloves of Hawkins, who punches it away from trouble, only as far as the edge of the box, where it's collected by Adebayo rolling, and back to corner taker East, who works one in towards the near post, bundles around the penalty area, driven goalwards, but driven into the back of the net by the man who's only been on the pitch 90 seconds. Matthew Dennis, straight through the legs of Callum Hawkins. That's his first goal for the club. He celebrates with the Rochdale fans behind the goal, and with 9 minutes to go here in the FA Trophy third round, it's 2 goals to the good for Rochdale.
And again, that stemmed from a corner, didn't it? I mean, Leamington couldn't clear their lines. Out it fell to Dennis, and Dennis just punched it home, really. Nothing that Callum Hawkins could really do. Kind of went through him a little bit, so maybe Hawkins will be disappointed. But yeah, 2-0 to Rochdale now, both from set pieces.
Matthew Dennis, like I say, he's only been on the pitch a matter of minutes, but the man on loan from MK Dons has doubled the Dales' advantage here at Yacourt Community Stadium. It is Leamington 0, Rochdale 2. Evans with one last long throw into the Rochdale box. Edwards climbs, but it comes all the way out towards Street, but he won't have time to take a touch because that is the last play of the evening. And in the FA Trophy third round, Leamington have been defeated here at home at Yacourt Community Stadium. It is finished. Leamington 0, Rochdale 2. Well, the first half there were chances for both sides, but then shortly before the break, a corner was swung in towards the near post. Rochdale won the first contact, and then as it fell down in the 6-yard box, it was touched home by Toby Adebayo rolling for his first goal for the club in his 18th appearance. In the second half, Leamington, they've tried to endeavour, they've really tried to try and hit Rochdale on the counter, but in the end they just couldn't really work the ball in the final third to their advantage. And as we ticked towards the 85th minute, it was a lead that was doubled by substitute Matthew Dennis. Like we say, it's finished here at Yacourt Community Stadium. Leamington 0, Rochdale 2. Thank you to all of you who have joined us this evening. We're going to head home and we will speak to you again soon. Thank you and good night.
So Paula, Leamington have come away with the loss today, but you have gone toe-to-toe with the next Football League side in Rochdale. Your thoughts on tonight's performance?
Yeah, no, I thought it was a decent game, to be fair. I think in the preparation for this game, and you're sort of putting everything together, you really realise what a really fluent, good footballing side with different variations to them within their system. They give you lots to think about. So that's why I was probably so pleased with the way we sort of set up. We were quite brave with what we did. I thought we went with the front two press and then changed to a 3 when we had to in play. I thought Callie and Tim did really well tonight. We've got 1 or 2 missing as well, and and you think first half we had to work hard to stay in at times, but we were a real threat on the break. First half we've had 2-3 great opportunities. We've hit the post, Callie's one, Berwick's, Tim's one. So it was sort of, they had more territory, but we had some good chances. You're disappointed with the goal. We all know where Arsenal are getting the corners from now, don't we? Because it's a first and second phase, and we should do better with that. We'd get a block or be a bit more aggressive with that one. And we didn't deserve that, really. And then second half, the whole game's been, the majority of the game's been played down here. We've really on the front foot. We've made lots of good decisions. Some good sort of half chances maybe to get that equaliser. And you're thinking, just want the bounce of the ball or something, didn't quite happen. And then it's a set play again, isn't it? It's a set play, a second set play, second phase again. And sadly, with players, is that where you can't hide is that they all know the jobs, they all know the men, and they all know the numbers, and so that'll be something we'll look at. So, but listen, lots and lots to like tonight. Really is. I thought there was lots of good performances. I thought we worked really hard tonight to stay with them. There's lots we can take tactfully out of it. I thought we did really well against their boxing there. Did really well against their 2 deep line midfield players to try and stop them coming through there. Caused them lots of problems, but they're a good side. They, they changed a bit second half, and I thought it was a really good game. And there was lots for us to like there tonight. Listen, we've got a real busy period in the National League now. Obviously, it sort of crept up on us really in November, where we've sort of been in games and got back in games and just lost by the odd goal or the odd moment, and all of a sudden you haven't won for 3-4 weeks, and we need to address that. But I think tonight probably summed up what we need to do more of and what we need to do better of. We need to do more. The performance levels tonight is what we need more of. The goals we've conceded tonight are what we need to do less of, and we'll take it from there. So but on the whole, I was, like you say, I think probably the performance tonight was probably the best one for a while, and probably better than when we beat Kings Lynn, to be fair. But we haven't quite took our chances, and we've been punished by a good side.
You say about the league creeping up on us. We do have Spenny Moor away on Saturday, which is a long trip. What's your thoughts going into that game?
Yeah, no, it's the start of a busy period. We sort of, once Spenny Moor's out the way, we've got a few home games as well over the Christmas New Year period. So listen, well, I think we know we've got to. I think in recent weeks we've just key moments in games. We've got back in games and conceded poor goals, whether it's Radcliffe or Chorley. Whether it's Scunthorpe game here, Kiddie game last Saturday, we've done well for long periods, and then we've let moments in games, phases of play where we've let the ball come in our box too easy. We've let a runner go on the back post, or second phase again. We've got to cut them little things out, because them little things weren't happening sort of September, October, but they were happening in November, and we've got to get into December now and get back that, because there's plenty of energy in the team, there's plenty of quality in the team. We'll hopefully have one added by the time we get to spending more on Saturday. And if keep maintaining what we've been good at in the first 20 games, and just tidy our act up a little bit. Probably the last 5 games, I think, league games, just moments of managing moments in the game, managing the clock, and obviously managing our box a little bit better as well. And we'll see where that takes us. But listen, we've got some mouth-watering games over Christmas, and like I say, we've just got to tidy ourselves up a little bit.